It's scary. The whole process is scary, even if you're not a Black woman. But to be a Black woman and have people not listen to you and go through that process is worse.
The United States of America is in what we call a maternal mortality crisis. And the numbers are even worse for Black women. We are 3 to 4 times more likely to die in childbirth than our white counterparts.
Towards the end of my pregnancy, at 32 weeks, I came in for a visit and I had high blood pressure, and then they locked me in the hospital, letting me know that, oh, we need to keep you here, you have preeclampsia, and you're gonna be induced. I had no idea what they meant. Nobody explained even what being induced meant. I wrote my son a letter on the night before of being induced saying, hey, I can't wait to meet you tomorrow, not knowing that being induced, could take 3 days, which it did. I had no idea. Not at one point did anyone say, you are at risk for probably having a preterm baby.
Oftentimes when you voice your concern about how you feel, it's overlooked as a Black woman. We're seen as strong and that we can deal with everything. For Black women, we often get ignored by healthcare professionals, and it's very frustrating. I ended up having to have an emergency C-section. Just remember being petrified. I remember there was one nurse who she let me hug her, and I said, all I'm asking is that you don't let me die on this table. I have kids to go home to. And she said, you're in one of the best places. We're not gonna let you die. But to have that conversation just because of everything that you know when it comes to Black women in healthcare is petrifying in itself.
Women feel like their care is not valued. There is racism that happens, in healthcare, structurally, personally, dealing with different people's biases, all affect the way that women receive care. And it all boils down to me is a system of changing towards more equitable services. Everything is about equity.
We're not doing harm to just one group. Where there is harm for one, there is harm for everyone. I think one of the key things that Warren discussed in her plan for Black women's maternal health is actually bringing them to the table.
We're still trying to get people to acknowledge that this is a thing. No one wants to say it out loud, and I think that was the biggest thing for me with Elizabeth Warren. She said it out loud.
Doctors and nurses don't hear African American women's medical issues the same way that they hear the same things from white women. And we got to change that, and we got to change it fast.
And then to see that she put a plan together. Okay, so we're not just having a conversation. She's actually getting in spaces and talking directly to Black women.
Elizabeth Warren has showed up for our people. Elizabeth Warren is here for change. Elizabeth Warren is talking change talk.
We have to continue to lift these voices. We have to continue to push for funding, for policies on the federal and state levels, and we have to keep working until we see these numbers decrease.